Today's Q Plus broadcast is proudly presented by Supercheap Auto, everything auto and much, much more. And Intrust Super, at your service.
In 2003, the North Devils were the feeder club to the Melbourne Storm and had several NRL players in the then Queensland Cup. Long before he was a Queensland Maroons superstar and four-time NRL Premiership winner, Cooper Cronk was a regular for the Devils, playing in the three-quarter line. Wade Fenton and Antonio Kaufusi also lined up at Bishop Park on this day. East were bolstered by a notable fullback, Wade Liddell, NRL winger Justin Lumans, 5'8" and captain Scott Thorburn, former Tigers coach Scott Sipple and Matt Lockyer, the younger brother of Queensland legend Darren. The match went down to the wire and showed why both clubs remain two of the toughest in the Intrust Super Cup today.
Now inside, fellas. So it's the East Tigers in the orange colours running from right to left on the screen, and the first use of the ball is with North Devils, and Solodjinkin himself taking it up across the 10-metre line. Semi Tajalala has come in from the wing to get himself involved early, and he's ended up picking up 5 metres, or 10 metres rather. Solodjinkin again. He is very keen to be involved. So 2 hit-ups already for the captain. As North bring it forward, this time through their other prop, Wade Fenton. That's a good run by Fenton. He's able to keep it alive as well, slipping it back there to Lala Tongangai. And now there's a chance as they make it up to the halfway mark. Starting to run short of tackles though, of course. And we might see the kick here from Mark Brentnell. It's outside the 40. Plenty of time though for Wade Liddell to take this ball. And so Wade Liddell taking it back, and down on the sideline Warren Boland. The sun's out, Warren, and the breeze, as you mentioned earlier, is going to be significant in the match.
Yeah, I think it will be. It's certainly to the advantage of East in this first half. It's diagonally across the ground, coming in from the southeast, from that right-hand corner, but behind East to their advantage in this half. The ground is fairly dry, thankfully. It's not too wet out there at all. The surface seems pretty firm, so all in all, the conditions are pretty good. Just to clarify there, that the halfback for North is Mark Brentnell. Marty Turner originally going to play there, but a late withdrawal, and Brentnell in at half, and I'm sure he'll play a very good game for them there. He's very experienced in the Queensland Cup.
Jason Wrigley's on with the Tigers as it's been carted forward now. Little kick here by Graham White, but comfortably taken by Michael Jack on the far side for North. And a good run by Jack, going straight through the defensive line and taking it up about 25 metres out from his own line.
North now to bring it forward. Michael Jack has switched with coach Gary Grinke across to North, along with Aaron Bulow. Grinke, of course, coached Ipswich last year to the grand final. JP Cherry wearing 6 but playing lock. Wasn't too happy with that little swinging arm there by Scott Thorburn. Looked up to the touch judge, but it would hardly have brushed a fly off his face. Busby over the top, that's the halfway line. Up there to Brentnell, looks on the outside, puts it back on the inside to Solodjinkin. He keeps it alive. Good driving defence by the Tigers, 5th and last. The Norths have only just got it over the halfway line. Lalu, the kick just skewing off the side of the boot, but taken comfortably there by Lumans. He'll bring it back to around about the 25-metre mark.
Would very nearly have floated out if it was allowed to go to the sideline there, with the wind just pushing it towards the sideline.
Liafa now with a good run up to almost the 40. There's Busby. Not only does the wind help your kicking game, but it helps your running game. It's like running downhill with the wind behind you, so East have got that total advantage at the moment. The big fellow there in Jason Wrigley, both the 14 and 15. Wrigley and Hobbs have started the game, so late changes by Booth. Grant Dutton in the number 4, 5th and last. They want the high ball put up. Thorburn hoists it into the air. The wind will continue to take it. Tajalala underneath it. Awkward one. Beautifully taken on the full and in goal area, and it'll come back to the 20 for a tap.
Semi Tajalala had a great game for the Storm 2 weeks ago in a Storm win, but after the loss last week, he's been dropped back to the Queensland Cup by Melbourne.
Yes, there was all sorts of talk about him maybe playing State of Origin. There he is tackled right now, Semi Tajalala. He's a big unit, that's for sure. And here's a good strong run by Glenn Turner, about 15 short of the halfway. He plays the ball. Wade Fenton now. Big, tough, strong. 5 short of halfway. Plays it to Finn. Nice darting run by Finn. He'll pick up a good 10 metres or so and offload nicely to Luisi. So Luisi tackled 30 metres out from the Tigers line now. Brentnall keeping it alive across field there to Glenn Turner. And then back it's gone to Laula. And up he goes to the 20-metre line or the 10-metre line. Mark Brentnall's in there. Here go the North Devils. Can they score early? Chance to get it over the top. Tadulala's in. He's got it done with one hand, but he hit the corner post first. It's awarded.
Yeah, the touch judge, Jerry, was very confident. He raced straight to the in-goal area to suggest to the referee that it was a fair try. Nice work this from Norse. Cooper Cronk, who put a good pass out to Tadulala. Tadulala took it and grounded it one-handed, and interestingly enough, he grounded with his left hand, the hand nearest to the cover defence. Brentnall fires that long pass out. JP Cherry. Here's Cronk with a little bit of room to move, and then that one over the top. Tadulala, have a look at this, left-handed nearest the defence. That was always a bit of a daring practice, and the touch judge rushing toward us. And that's the indication that he's more than confident. He's totally assured that it was a try. No need to go to our video referee. And Semi Tadulala gets the first try. Didn't have to run too far, but did it with a little bit of disdain in the end. Tadulala, he's a big boy, but carrying the ball in one hand nearest the defence is a very daring act. And now can young Mark Brentnall convert this. This is right into the teeth of the wind.
A very shallow angle chosen by Brentnall. He's only got it about 12 metres back from the goal line, and he's hooked it anyway. He's barely gone 2 metres forward from where he kicked it.
Indicative, Warren, I think, of just how he judged that breeze. He knew he wouldn't get the distance unless he got closer.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
Fafita, he's already got 2! Put him down for 3!
There's so much happening on the field, make sure you witness all the action. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise.
This is good football by North as JP Cherry realises the weaknesses on the outside. Cooper Cronk does very well to stand in the tackle, unload under pressure, and Tadulala finishes it off.
Cooper Cronk actually drew 3 men in the end, which was terrific football from him, drawing 3 defenders and then still able to get rid of the ball. So the kick-off by Scott Thorburn. That's a good start by North against the breeze to come up with a try in the opening minutes. Solid Jenkins made those good solid runs early. He goes semi again, having scored a try. Is not enough for him. He wants more action.
Well, he's already had 4 or 5 hit-ups, Jerry.
He sure has. Obviously, he wants to get back in that Melbourne Storm team. Wade Fenton, then short of the halfway. Finn from dummy half. Turner, and that's the halfway. So North already into the Tigers' territory, and they're looking good in the early stages, North. JP Cherry to play the ball. 42 metres out from the Tigers' line. Brentnall now. That's nice and high. That'll be very difficult to estimate where that ball's going to end up, and it's come straight back. Picked up by Laula, and his kick will keep it going. Still the 5th tackle. Picked up here by Steve Beattie on that far side.
The Tigers now to work it out of their own territory again. You can just see the effect of that breeze then on Brentnall's kick. Went straight up in the air basically, and then bounced back awkwardly. The Tigers now almost to the 40. Up there to Thorburn, trying for a 40-20. And this will be definitely on today, but he didn't get the angle on it. Lalu there to take it comfortably. Pretty neat work as he tries to turn it back on the inside. In the end, it wasn't a good pass. Put a lot of pressure on Cooper Cronk. Scott Sippel didn't miss him.
I think Thorburn would be disappointed with that attempt at the 40-20, nowhere near the sideline.
He didn't calculate the angle at all, and a second tackle coming in there on Aaron Bulow brings about a penalty. The referees are looking very closely at that action these days, with the second man in trying to delay play. In to take the tap up there to Wade Fenton. He'd actually retired last year, but I guess in the early off-season and then the pre-season. He thought, well, the old adage, you are a long time retired. I can play again. North move it out on the outside, on the fingertips out there to Luisi, and he's in trouble. He's close to the touchline and in a touch. So some bustling defence there from the Tigers. After the fumble, you're always off balance, and because of that, he never really gained control, and the defence had him at their mercy.
Interesting you talk about Wade Fenton. He didn't figure in the North's team for the first 3 rounds of the competition, so it must have been a late decision to play again, but he's got to be an asset to them. He's a very strong front row. Had NRL experience with the Storm in the last couple of seasons. Stay up, man. So, strong player. East have won 9 out of the head-to-head clashes, and 6 for North.
Good run here by Scott Thorburn. Speaking of retirement and coming back, I believe that Mel Meninga's making a comeback this weekend, playing club rugby league in Canberra.
And Paul Osborne, Jerry.
Yeah, that's right.
Look
Mel
out.
and Paul Osborne, and we'll be featuring Mel in our package. Looking at previous grand finals today. It's the 1980 grand final between North and South, and Mel Meninga playing in that South lineup.
Don't miss that highlight package either late in our coverage. It is one of those really top grand finals, and a grand final that was a huge upset.
That was outside the 40 there for Thorburn, and it's going to roll across the dead ball line. So that gives you some indication. He hardly put a foot to that, Thorburn, and yet the breeze is just going to carry it. That's why it's really important for the Tigers to be playing the game down in North Territory as much as they possibly can and scoring points in this first half.
That just kept rolling, didn't it? Thorburn electing to kick to the right side of the field because the fullback and winger were back protecting, or I should say, well, his right. The fullback and winger are back on the right-hand side for North, protecting this sideline.
Glenn Turner, about 15 from halfway, Finn's the dummy half. Standing pretty flat North at the moment. Brentnell away to JP Cherry. One-handed pick up there by Lola Tongangai, but he's able to keep it alive and take it into the Tigers' territory. Off he goes again, and he's been able to get some movement going as well, and this is a terrific run now as well by Bulow. Aaron Bulow gets it away to Cooper Cronk, and Cronk, as he scored, he's just short of the line. Very close. Finn in there, having trouble getting the ball, may get a penalty. Finn going for the quick tap. Referee's called it back.
Well, this is a disadvantage now to North that we're going to have this stoppage.
You're in the ruck there, clear it.
I think North should have been allowed to take that quick tap because East at least now have got a chance to reset their defence. Whether they're still good enough will be another matter.
Solodjenkin is very close to the line, only a couple of metres away. Finn now, will he go himself? No, setting it out instead to Turner, and here's a chance out wide as Luisi got in, can't get it down. There you can see how close he got to the line. So Luisi to play the ball, and Turner, Glenn Turner for the line, flicking it back to keep it alive. Picked up by big Wade Fenton. Fenton can't get across that line, so good defence from the Tigers here. Brentnell now. JP Cherry, the pass was meant for him, but it's taken instead by his opposite number, Scotty Thorburn. And the Tigers come up with it, and the Tigers get out of jail. That was real pressure put on.
A little bit of pushing and shoving between the two number 6s. And a penalty now going to the Tigers. Well, I said before the match that North would be desperate. Well, you can add the Tigers to that list as well, so we're in for a very good game. Here's a little bit of pushing and shoving that went on. The penalty had been awarded. Thorburn not happy with JP Cherry standing all over him.
This is a great escape for the Tigers. They could easily have conceded a try, and now they get 2 penalties in a row. So marching down the field, but I don't know that the Tigers shouldn't have had a man in the bin for giving away the penalty right on their own line, delaying North from being able to take the tap and score a try.
Well, the delaying action, Warren, and then the fact that the referee held things up as well. All the opportunity had gone for the Devils then. But then, having said that, some fantastic Tigers defence right on their try line. The big fella Wrigley, he takes it forward. Great chance now for the Tigers to reply. Simon Busby. Been a fixture in the Queensland resident side when he played up in central Queensland. Up there to White. Long pass by Dutton. Beautiful one out to Beattie. He's a flyer. Let Steve Beattie in the corner. What a beautiful ball out there to Steve Beattie. I think it was, yes. Beattie in the corner. Beautiful pass by Dutton. They cleared the ruck extremely well. Well, Beattie's got a bit of a mohawk haircut. Might make him run faster, I'm not sure. Beautiful try that, Jerry.
Certainly was. Tremendous work, and long passes made it. It was just a matter of making the ball do the work, and especially watch this pass from Graham White. There's a long way between White and the man he was aiming for, and that was Grant Dutton. And then Dutton, another cutout pass straight to Beattie, who has pace, and Beattie is able to shoot away. He really showed exceptional acceleration. So good work by Steve Beattie to come up with an important try for the Tigers, one that they really needed after North opened the scoring against the Breeze. As we said, the Tigers will need every point they can get in this first 40 minutes.
At Supercheap Auto, we've got gift ideas dads dream about. Like this Armour All clean-up kit for just $19.99. Or these Newlon 6-litre full synthetic engine oils for $39.99 each.
Ice break. Bring it on!
2 penalties certainly put the Tigers in a good position to score the try after they'd been under siege at the other end. But as Jerry said, some very good long passing from White to Dutton. He bullet-liked it out to Beattie, and he is a flyer. Steve Beattie has been in pretty good form this year, and he got across in the corner, and his speed not only allowed him to outdistance the cover defence, but allowed him to improve the position as well. Now with Thorburn with the Breeze at his back, he'd fancy his chances of knocking this one over and giving the Tigers a lead. He's hooked it though. He's missed it. We've got a 4-all ball game.
Good football by the Tigers to take full advantage, but gee, North would be ruining that intercept by Thorburn down the other end of the paddock, then the 2 penalties, and then White. Dutton just holds it up for a moment, draws them in, and then finds a beautiful pass right out in front of Steve Beattie. Gave him the chance to run onto it, to take it on the fly. He didn't have to hold back. He could just hit it at top pace and scoots over in the corner. Nicely worked try by East.
Bretnell with the kick-off. Taken by Wade Liddell, and he goes Simon Busby. Been a tremendous player in the Queensland Cup for many years now, originally with the Central Comets, of course, and coming down to the Tigers. Quick play the ball here by Scott Sipple. And another powerful run as the Tigers get almost to the halfway, and that was Jason Wrigley. He's played well, Wrigley, having been given the chance to run on. He certainly contributed with some solid runs. Graham White getting in a dummy half, so Scott Thorburn kicking. It's hanging in the air for a long time. Laula Tongangai taking it on his own goal line. Oh, bit of a fancy step too, but grabbed from behind by Matt Lockyer. Nice quick play the ball. Semi Tajalala now. Up to the 30.
Lalu's already made a couple of breaks and shown that he can step.
Likes to get involved too, so he's always a threat and a danger.
Good darting run there by Michael Jack, and now linking up Bretnell, getting a nice pass to Turner. Turner into the open, just lost his footing for a little bit, and that pass has gone to ground in front of Luisi. So the referee calling it back for the knock-on.
Glenn Turner's played a bit for the Melbourne Storm as well, did well to breach the line. Luisi just couldn't hold it. There's the good bust there from Glenn Turner. Looks on the outside after recovering his balance. One-handed pass in the end wasn't presented well enough to Luisi. And he's done pretty well, Luisi. He played New Zealand under-18 last year, making his debut today. Would love to have been up a little bit closer to that pass. Thorburn turns it back on the inside. Liddell.
Very good defence on the inside from North. Coming across there was Luisi.
Sipple now almost up to halfway. Now Simon Busby rolls it forward with a good flat ruck. Luisi quick play the ball. White. Long pass out there to Dutton again. Dutton's got one coming back on the inside. Goes on the outside himself. Pops it up there to Beattie again. Beattie darts through a couple of tackles. Almost gets into a bit of open space. Quick play the ball now will cause them a bit of bother. They go down a blind side. Nice work there. I think it's from Hobbs. Runs out of the dummy half position. Fifth and last. High ball here with the Breeze. Will have to almost be put straight up in the air. Not long. Thorburn, he's going to try the grubber kick this time. It'll be, well, Tajalala's had to play it. There's going to be a penalty in front of the kicker. Lumen's in front of the kicker, and it means that the Devils will get a reprieve.
Thorburn holding up the kick for some time as he went to the line and just tried to weight it in behind the defenders. That may have caused Loomis to overrun him.
Hasn't been much in it.
No, you're not wrong. There wasn't a lot in it at all. About Beattie on the other wing. Steve Beattie's all action man, is he? Could become a personality player, scoring tries, and gee, when he's got the ball, the arms and the legs are pumping.
Yeah, he's a will-o'-the-wisp player. He's the brother of Chris Beattie, who played for the Tigers a couple of seasons ago. And he's enjoying his time up in the top grade now. Brentnall. Oh, nice pass by Brentnall, but it didn't go to hand. Picked up by the Tigers. They can go back on the attack again.
Grant Dutton picked that ball up beautifully for the Tigers.
This time, Liafa. Another good chance for the Tigers now to go straight back on the attack against the breeze. North can't afford to surrender possession inside their own territory. Busby flicks it out the back door. Up there to Hobbs. He has a bit of a look, but Bulow wasn't going to wait to see him look around again. Up there to Thorburn going forward. Dummy on the inside up there to Liddell. Taken comfortably by Cronk and over the top Cherry. Thorburn at dummy half, that's not his best position. This time Wrigley, the big man, he's a big boy. The defence holds him, that's the fifth tackle. Out of dummy half, Thorburn, and he's caught short, I think. Well, that's interesting. Second time at dummy half, Scott Thorburn, and he couldn't quite make the try line.
Just leave it on the ground. Mark is blocking. Hold!
At least the Tigers are putting a bit of pressure on North here, keeping them right down that end.
How about Semi Tajalala there, one-handed pick-up so close to his own line. I don't know that the coach would have been overly impressed with that. But he held onto the ball. That's what you're supposed to do as Finn offloads the pass. Carted here, forward the Devils up to their own 30-metre line.
Completion rate perfect from North's 9 out of 9. Good start of the game for them. We're seeing more and more players do that, Jerry, at dummy half. Just place the hand down and let the ball eventually roll onto it, scoop it up, and I haven't seen any errors yet, but I'm waiting for one.
Solodjinkin just short of the halfway. North getting ready for the kick, and Brentnall driving it downfield. That's not bad against the breeze. Right over the top of Liddell, but it's bounced back beautifully for Liddell. And that's the effect of the breeze, no doubt.
Was a good kick, as you said, Jerry, by Brentnall, a torpedo punt, and if you're ever going to get distance against the breeze, it's with that spinning ball.
Here goes Simon Busby. Up to the halfway almost, Simon Busby. He does well getting rid of the ball, Busby. That's not the best of passes, but still it's enabled them to keep play going on the far side through Grant Dutton. He's able to offload to Beattie as well. And then there's a runner for the Tigers and a great opportunity for them back inside. And it'll be finished off by Scott Thorburn underneath the goalpost. Tremendous work there. Most of the backs involved. And a tremendous try in the end of Scotty Thorburn. But they're going for the replay.
Check the grounding of that ball for me
to
there,
check
mate.
the grounding.
Well, it'd be a shame if he hasn't grounded this, because that was a fantastic build-up by the Tigers. Dutton it was who was the man who put the hooker away. Let's have a look at the, I should say, the winger away in Beattie, and then the backup down the middle ultimately from, oh, he's dropped that. He has dropped it. Scott Thorburn has dropped that ball with no one anywhere near him.
Good observation by Adam Neal to check it.
My word, that's what the video is for. It's a shame some of the top NRL referees don't use it more often, or on the right occasions. Anyway, let's have another look at it. Whoops, a daisy. Well, let me say it's a shame, because I would love to have seen a replay of it, if nothing else, because the build-up was fantastic. The pass on the inside from Dutton to Beattie, the backup then from Lockyer, the backup from this man. It deserved a try, but they're going to get nothing for it. And in a match that's going to be fairly close, the Tigers may rue that fundamental miss.
Interesting too to see Lockyer stretching out there, David, and showed more pace than I thought he had. And even in the lead up to that, I was just thinking that he's showing a bit more enterprise in the way they're moving the ball around than they did 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they are, and they look pretty good on that right side too. Dutton consistently putting players into half gaps.
Stay behind.
And there's a penalty now going for the Devils, so it's given them a little bit of breathing space. Let's see if they can retain possession a little bit better. Their handling has not been sound so far. The Tigers have been impeccable until they drop that ball over the try line, and that's one you can't afford to drop. Pass up this time to Solodjinkin. Knocked to the ground. Dummy half run. This time to Bulow. The pass was from Rogers. Rogers making his debut. Queensland schoolboy. There's Rogers again. Throws the dummy on the inside. Pops it up there to Manning. John Manning now on the field after not starting. Lalu, nice little stepping run again, but the defence just got to him. Rogers has ducked out to the left-hand side. He's going to get it as well. Long pass, not a particularly good one. Put pressure on, and Dutton again gets a hold of it. That's good control too, Dutton, in holding off the defender, but just decided, I think, not to throw the pass. Beatty down the blind side. Has got some dash. And a penalty now going to the Tigers.
I know, you're on top of me.
Well, both sides, Warren, have been a little bit generous in giving penalties to their opponents inside their own territory and allowing them to get out pretty easily.
I certainly want to cut down that. Norths have been on the back foot due to those penalties, led up to the previous East try. But Darren Rogers there, who's playing at 5'8" today, coming into the side when Turner pulled out, playing at 5'8", only an under-19, but he shows good signs, even though the last pass was just a little too hard and behind the man rather than in front of him, but he just looks like a player with talent.
Looks pretty confident too for a youngster stepping up into the big race.
Good point, Jerry.
Simon Busby up almost to the 30-metre line now as the Tigers look to see if they can score a try to make amends for the one that Scotty Thorburn lost over the line. Caught with it there, Scott Sipple. They're 32 metres out now. Hobbs is the dummy half. Liafa. Oh, did well to get rid of it, but Hobbs can't handle it. Knocked on, picked up by Bretnell for North. So Bretnell to play the ball just outside his own 30.
Another one-handed pickup, Jerry. They're all doing it.
Aaron Bulow. Well, as Warren said, you just wait for somebody to drop the ball, but as long as they know what they're doing, that ball just knocked out of the hands there. Bretnell takes it forward, 6 to go. 6 tackles to go because that was thumped out by an East player.
Sure, I think particularly early in the season where you've got lots of grass on the paddock, you can probably do it a little more at dummy up, get your finger down in the grass and the ball will come onto it. I don't know if I'd try it on a hard ground later in the year.
Carted across the halfway by Cooper Cronk. North doing well here. Good strong run by Michael Jack, just 30 metres short of the line. Fin in there. Away goes to Brett Knoll, holding up the pass back inside to Laula. And he's able to keep it alive back there to Antonio Kafusi. Still they keep it going. Good quick play the ball, but no dummy half. It was too quick. Bretnell now. Bretnell's danger. Laula is as well. Straight through the middle he goes. And Laula Tongangai scores a try underneath the goal post. Norths are in again, and they go to an 8-4 lead.
Oh, good work from Laula. Nice work back on the inside. So a couple of times he's run that same play off the little halfback in Mark Bretnell. This time the defence was not alert, and what beautiful footwork he's got. He lives up in the back line, lives up in behind the support player. Pretty simple pass by Brentley. Didn't do too much other than give the angle to Laula, and he gets across comfortably then to score it again. One-handed. They're all putting it. They're picking it up one-handed. They're putting it down one-handed. But in between times, there's some very good skills being shown here from both sides.
New 4X Dry. They're nice.
The Devils against the wind are going to take the lead with Bretnell to convert. He does so. The Devils will be pretty happy with that.
Beautiful angle run by Lalu and stepping off his right foot just to beat the one defender in his path. It really is a sweet piece of football. This, you can see just a little late turn there from Mark Liafa in defence, and there he is stepped by the fullback Lalu, running on that angle back inside, and he stepped straight away off the right foot, beat Liafa pointless. Liafa going the wrong direction. If he'd got back in the defensive line, just had a better view of the attack coming at him, he may have read it better.
So there's the kick-off. Well taken in the end by Brett Finn. On his knees, very nearly lost the ball, but was able to hold onto it. Kaufusi take the tackle. Here's Sammy Tajalalo going across field there. Mark Bretnell, the dummy half, as a runner. But the defence is strong for the Tigers. Top just inside the 30. Finn keeps it going on the left, picking up Darren Rogers. A nice work by Rogers, almost through there. Finn Found there was no room at all on the left and knocked on by Rogers. Picked up, I think, that Graham Cotter for the Tigers.
He's just come off the bench, Jerry, so he had a rest at the start of the game.
Liafa to the 30. Now looking around to see if he can get rid of the ball. Scotty Thorburn in at dummy half this time. Graham White linking up, and now Marty Allen, or Grant Dutton rather, on that side. And the ball lost, and North come up with it.
They're giving up chances. The Tigers, they were in good position there to put a bit more pressure on, but once again, they've let the valve off. They've released the valve, and that's allowed North, as we said, against this very strong breeze, to let's get another chance to get their own way out of their territory. Brentnell, who's been busy, throws the dummy, goes across the face of the ruck. Out this time to Luisi. Interesting that North have switched centres. Luisi was playing left centre and Cronk was playing right centre. They've elected to switch them to the opposite side of the field. Could have been that Dutton and Beattie were having such a field day over there. They want Cronk on that left side. And Brentnell with all the time to just knock one down into the corner. He'll be hoping this stays in the field of play. Goes touching goal though, and he'll bring it back to the 20 for attack.
Be disappointed there was just a little too much weight on that. A beautiful take a moment back from Luisi in the centre. As I said, David playing at right centre. He got a pass with plenty of defenders right in his face, but kept his eye on the ball, held onto it well.
Tigers now through Busby. They really have not built an attack in recent times. We said that chance for the try where Thorburn lost it over the try line was could be very costly for them. Humphreys, he's also come off the bench today. Out of dummy half goes Thorburn, back on the inside to Graham White. White lets one go. That's knocked forward at the very last, I think.
Mass confusion there. The pass came out a little loosely, but I don't know if anyone knew who was supposed to be taking it. Three players could have.
And Marty Allen was the one going back on the inside. The hand was just bumped as he tried to offload White, so that's why it was ill-directed. And now again, a chance for North. This time, though, to get possession on the halfway line, which they'll enjoy.
Packing properly, well done, matey. Lock, second row in.
Brentnell to feed.
Hold that way. Ball, stay in lock. Good.
Quickly up to JP Cherry, who ran from the base of the scrum. He's playing lock today.
Good, Grant.
Let's have a look. Turner tries the big fend, does pretty well to keep the defence at bay as well. Nice work there from Brett Finn to get it up over the 30. Good attack position for the Devils. Up to Brentnell. Very flat line. Back on the inside to Cherry. Up there to Lalu. Looks back on the inside. Oh, Manning just couldn't hold it. Little flick pass was catchable. But Manning, who got a hand on it, just didn't seem to be concentrating hard enough at the time and let it slip through his hands.
Lovely piece of football by the fullback, flicks it out the back, opened up the hole for Manning. He just couldn't hold onto it. We saw a stat a moment ago for missed tackles. East had missed 16 and North's only 5, so North's defence much tighter.
Matt Lockyer taking it across the halfway as the Tigers are into the North territory once more. Knocked on by Jason Wrigley. Simon Busby it was.
Quite a bonus penalty. This one is, though. The knock-on had nothing to do with players inside the 10. Quick tap taken.
And Simon Busby takes it forward again. Looking around to see if he can get rid of it at the last moment. Liafa made some solid runs. And good quick dart from dummy half by Humphreys. Clayton Humphreys is very close to the line now. Scotty Thorburn, Graham White. Who's he going to link up with? Straight across to Dutton. Dutton will be looking again for Beattie. This time he kicks for Beattie's wing. And Beattie can't quite get there. Just kicked across the dead ball line.
And also put it dead, so they'll get a restart here. Dutton again showing good skills. He's been passing well on that right side. A little kick just to keep it at bay. Michael Jack, but the Devils now with a good chance. This drop out against the breeze, so you would think it's not going to go too far. And it'll give a great chance for the Tigers to go straight on the attack.
And Mark Brentnell is hanging up in the breeze.
Dear. Offside at the dropout will be a penalty right in front. And a couple of very gratuitous penalties here now for the Tigers. Will they take two? I would think yes. It's a gift. I want to take them and come back later. Interesting to see. If you're in front of the kicker here, you're offside. And results in an immediate penalty. Referee pointing out on that side to say stay on side. And, yeah, one player there is losing a bit of concentration, and it's going to cost his team 2 points.
Yes, he just ambled forward, didn't he? It wasn't as if he was racing forward.
It's just discipline. It's easy to do, but you simply have to wait.
Well, you've got to watch the kicker, haven't you?
You notice sometimes that the kickers will put their hand in the air almost as a signal to let the rest of the team know, I'm about to go forward. Now is the time to move with me. Don't go early.
Penalty goal was successful from Scott Thorburn. And so now it's 10-6 in favour of Norths over the Tigers.
It's been tempting to go, take the tap there and go on with it, though. East with a good 6 to take from the tap would have put a real pressure on North there. Settling for the 2, the easy 2. And maybe that'll be a valuable 2 later in the game.
I think we're still 8 minutes up to half-time. They probably thought, well, look, the chances are if we play a good set of 6 here, we'll get down the other end and get a good chance to score ourselves.
Yeah, but with the wind well, they're trailing by 4, let alone leading by 4 at this stage, East, with the wind. And I don't know that they've made a good use of it. Thorburn hasn't really penetrated deep with any kicks.
He's tried 140-20 and never got the angle on it. What happens, though, with the breeze, that unless you kick early in the tackle count, you don't get an opportunity to do a 40-20 because you can roll it forward so simply. And again, they're going to get up almost to there's a little pass out the back. Oh, it's a bit untidy. Picked up there by White.
If their penalties have gone the Tigers' way, they have been able to go down the field with penalties rather than having to kick in general play.
Beattie runs out a dummy half. Good little dash. It's only the 4th tackle. This time Cotter. He's fresh. Oh, strong tackle by Bulow. Did well to hang on, Bulow. Up there to Thorburn. Hoist it. This will be awkward. This will be difficult. Michael Jack under pressure. He's knocked it backwards. Play on. Knocked it back again.
No,
knock forward.
Knock on.
Second one was a knock on. Well, this is the chance the Tigers were after. Always going to be a tricky kick. There's the ball being knocked down. Probably went forward even in that action. And,
difficult to see the ball, isn't it, when you're running backwards, but that's a costly error.
I thought the referee said the second knock was the knock on. It didn't. It looked back from here, from this angle, from that replay anyway.
Spin, Grant. Let's go.
Great chance now for the Tigers. White to put it in, though. Out of the base of the scrum goes Dutton. Dutton does it again. Up to Beattie. Well, this pair are really on song. The old move, the halfback runs around the scrum. The lock forward picks it up and goes back the other way. And Dutton, who's played really well on that right side, he gets to the winger, gives Beattie a half chance. Beattie still had to shed the defender.
Yeah, that's all it's on.
There's Michael Jack, but he still had to get away from him. That's another good try from Beattie. That's his second.
Yeah, it was excellent work there with Grant Dutton going and locking the scrum from that right side. And then he knows Dutton is very much aware of the skills of Beattie. That's one thing that's obvious because it was his pass, a cut-out pass that cut out a couple of players to send it straight to Beattie, which resulted in Beattie's first try. And there you can see he ran across looking for him because he knows he's a finisher, and that's exactly what Beattie did there. So his second try to Steve Beattie, and this is a tough conversion now for Scott Thorburn.
Steve Hooper there, the trainer, issuing instructions on behalf of coach Gary Grinke. The Tigers needed this. They've had the breeze with them. This could give them a 2-point lead. Important kick this from Thorburn. Put it to the left last time. From this same position, he's done it again. We've got a locked up ball game.
Just remarkable. Oh, shot. What a tackle.
High bomb from Thorburn led to the knock-on by Jack. That put them down. They're in a position to attack, and then the Dutton switching into lock forward goes blind, and the defence breaking from the scrum arrives too late. Michael Jack, I don't think I'd be taking my eye off Steve Beattie. I'd be keeping a very close close encounter going with him. I'd be alongside him, not taking my eye off him because he can move Beatty, and Dutton's got a beautiful pass right in the tackle of Brentnell. But Brentnell was the only player really chasing from the scrum. They just didn't get out quickly enough, break into the blind there, the Devils.
The other thing that you like about Steve Beatty is the fact that he shoves the ball in the right arm and uses the left as a good fend when he's playing on that right wing.
It was interesting too after the loss to the Young Guns, where the Tigers were a bit hot and cold that day, had their moments, but looked a little bit short of ideas in the second half. The only change really made to the lineup since then was that interchanging of Lockyer and Dutton between lock forward position and centre, and they're obviously doing it again within the game here today.
Graham Cotter takes it across the halfway as the Tigers are into North Territory once more. Time Busby now. That's a good run. Picked up 20 metres and was able to keep it alive. Good pass to Clayton Humphreys. And Thorburn tackled about 15 out. Penalty as well in front of the uprights.
Yeah, stripping action there by Darren Rogers.
Scotty Thorburns in trouble here.
That's that shoulder again.
Oh, no.
He dislocated it a couple of times last year.
The only thing in his favour is he can pop it back in again and go again, but he's in trouble. Awkward. Always an awkward fall.
Apparently he's dislocated his shoulder 17 times over the years.
Make that 18. Let's hope he can pop it back in sometimes as easily as what he has before.
Oh, that would be painful. And here he goes, just crunching to the ground awkwardly, sandwiched in the tackle. Hit it at the wrong angle.
He's actually got a penalty here to the Tigers for stripping. I thought the ball was nearly dislodged in that tackle rather than intentionally stripped, so the Tigers with a good chance to pick up another 2 points, but it could be costly if this fellow can't continue.
There must be some looseness in the ligaments, and he presumably has decided not to have it operated on over the years and just kept soldiering on and trying to strengthen it up. But he's leaving the field, but he may have managed to pop it back in. He doesn't seem to be in so much pain now, but I don't think he feels like he's had a picnic.
I think those ligaments must be real loose, Warren.
And Matt Lockyer takes over the kicking duties and adds 2 points. 2 important points, and it puts the Tigers in front by 12 points to 10.
Well, the Tigers have poked their heads in front, Jerry, and as we said, with the win, I'm sure that they feel that at half-time they wanted to go in with a lead, even though the win may not have been quite the factor in terms of long kicking. It has played its part with some of those bombs going up, and I'm sure that Mark Brentnell will make good use of it in the second half.
Brentnell kicking off now. He's able to get distance against the breeze. Brentnell, as we saw from that kickoff. Mark Mellon has been pretty quiet. That'd be one of the first usage of the ball. A lot of the attack from the Tigers has been on that right-hand side.
Which is unusual. Normally the left side is your natural attacking side with most players capable. Ooh, an ugly throw. Ugly throw.
Graham Cotter was the tackled man, and John Flint has been called out.
One of those where you get 2 men into the tackle and the combined forces cause the flip.
Because you're going past the horizontals. All right, I thought you wanted to pull out of the tackle. All right, I'm not going to put on a report. Just the basic things like the offside down there, okay? Watch the tackles, okay? Don't get in there, hands in there.
Not going on the report, that's interesting. 2 players in there, up and over. That doesn't look good to me at all. And you can do without those sort of tackles, but it was the combined effort of the 2 players that caused the total flip. Cotter, to his credit, straight back up and in again. It's a good front row, Will. Dummy half is Humphreys, not a good pass. Can Liddell get a hold of it? He's left it on the ground. Norths have got it. The Devils have got it. So can they, in the last couple of minutes up to half-time, perhaps hit back. Bulow, almost up to the halfway line. Up there to Flint. North haven't had a lot of possession in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Brentnell, dummies on the inside, goes himself almost through. Would have been nice to have a player right in his right shoulder there. He got through the line, at least with the ball and shoulders. Lost play on, picked up there by Sipple. Now the Tigers with their chance to perhaps go straight back on the attack. Graham White, dummy half, up there to Dutton, who's created havoc on that right side. He does it again. Up to Beatty! Steve Beatty cuts back on the inside, realising the touch line was too close to risk. Dutton again, goes himself to the line. He's got a good minute up to half-time, so plenty of time to build an attack. There to Hobbs. Basically a settler. I want to go right. Another strong ruck up the middle there. Wrigley. He's lost it. Play on. This time Flint gets a hold of it. So a bit of untidy play from both sides. They've lost opportunity leading up to half-time.
And the half-time hooter is gone, and the referee, Adam Neal, says that'll do for the first 40, so there's certainly not much in it between these two teams. Currently 12 points to 10 in favour of East over North. And the big thing is, though, that North will have the advantage of this fairly strong breeze from the second half.
At Super Cheap Auto, we've got gift ideas dads dream about. Like this 28-piece air compressor combo deal, 50% off. Or these tradie men's underwear for just $13.99 each.
We just can't afford new jerseys this year.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
At Super Cheap Auto, we've got gift ideas dads dream about. Like this Armour All clean-up kit for just $19.99. Or these Newlon 6-litre full synthetic engine oils for $39.99 each.
New 4X Dry. They're nice.
Adam Neal says, OK, let's go with the second half. And Mark Brentnell said, well, let me get this ball on the mound properly first. So off we go. And Matt Lockyer doing well there. The ball was going to be in an awkward position for him, and just by putting his foot forward, was able to then pick it up. And to take the first tackle only 15 short of the halfway is a good result. Graham Cotter, just short of the halfway now. Clayton Humphries offloading the pass to Jason Wrigley. Wade Liddell. 10 metres into North Territory, the Tigers already. It's a good start to the second half for them. That's the fifth tackle. Humphries spinning the ball away. Graham White with a little kick over the top, but comfortably taken back there by Michael Jack. And Jack working his way across field. Not content to just take the tackle, and here's a good run by Laulu. Through he goes, but caught from behind. It's a good run though, Semi Tajalala. Tajalala's got speed as well. And that's the halfway mark. So just as the Tigers did well in getting it up to the halfway pretty quickly, so North have answered. John Flint now into the Tigers' territory. Brentnell had options left and right. Dummy to Turner. Taking the tackle of Graham White. Turner. Marty Turner. Turner still going. 15 short of the line. North with a chance of scoring the opening try of the second half. Brentnell. Oh, that's an interesting kick. But taken on the far side by Beattie. Down on the sideline, Michael Booth, the coach of the East Tigers, is with Warren Boland.
Michael, East currently in 6th place, 3 wins, 2 losses. It's an important game, and they look like they got their minds on it.
Yeah, you know what I mean, we've had a fair few changes during the off-season, so it's taken them a fair while to just to gel a bit, so it's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, there seems to be more flair and cohesion in attack, particularly today.
Yeah, as I say, it's just it takes a bit of time to get to know who's goes what, so hopefully we can just build on that in the second half.
Grant Dutton and Steve Beattie creating problems for the North out there down that right side.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, Dutto, he's a good player. He's starting to run back into a bit of form, which is good for us.
How's Scott Thorburn?
Unfortunately, he's done the same shoulder he had reconstructed, so I don't think he's over its flash at the moment. But, we'll just see how he pulls up and take it from there.
So he did have a reconstruction?
Yeah, he had a complete reconstruction. It's the same shoulder, so...
Oh, good. Tell me, what did you say to them at half-time?
Basically, we just got to control that football and keep going forward. In our defence, we just got to make sure that we move forward at them, don't let them dictate us. Hopefully we can have a good start and then kick on.
All the best, Michael.
Thank you.
Michael Booth, the coach of the Tigers. And North have made it to the halfway again. Brentnall. Good run by Brentnall. He was grabbed finally by Jason Wrigley. Now a darting run by Brett Finn. And his kick was not played at, so it's still the fifth and last tackle. But how about Solodjinkin there, showing the skills of a halfback or 5'8", with the little grubber kick through and following it through. But in the end, the Tigers were able to dive on it. Wade Liddell getting in to be a dummy half. Michael Pearce just outside his own 20. Now the North coach, Gary Grenke, is on the sideline with Warren.
Gary, North started well, but you didn't see much of their end of the paddock in the latter stages of that first half.
No, we didn't at all, and that was due to our lack of competing in our line speed and defence. We've letting the Tigers make too many metres coming back down our end.
Nevertheless, you've got a strong pack out there, and you did make some inroads. The breaks were starting to come.
Yeah, I'm confident we can go on with the job from here. Our attitude was very good at half-time. We lost JP Cherry for the game with a compound fracture of his finger. I said the forwards have got a fair bit of resolve of going on and doing the job.
Okay, that's interesting. So Cherry's out and Thorburns out for them. That's going to change the game. Two important players. The wind is definitely a factor. What have you told them about using the wind?
Yeah, we're keen to do that. We thought Scotty Thorburn might be good for a couple of 40-20s, but we controlled that a little bit. We're looking to do the same.
Any other tactics particularly you want them to concentrate on?
Yeah, just that controlling the amount of meterage they're making in their attack sets to give us more attacking opportunities down at the good end of the field.
Okay, thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Gary Grenke, coach for North. Now the ball carted forward by Jason Wrigley, David, and they're in a good attacking position, the Tigers.
Yeah, they're looking good now, the Tigers. They've got that return possession, the second lot of six, but a error. Pretty fundamental one too, is going to again release the pressure. We've seen it too often today with both sides in good position.
Yeah, Michael Hobbs putting that down at a key time.
I thought Gary Grenke was spot on with his comment about his defence, just giving too much latitude to the Tigers, especially in the latter part of that second half. The Tigers were getting some very easy yards up the middle with no movement at all to his defence line. So let's see in the second half if that can improve. Obviously with the breeze it does make a difference to both the defenders and attackers. Semi Tajalala trying to break a couple of tackles. Big strong man. Glenn Turner down a blind side, does well to break the tackle. Can he look on the outside? He's got support here from Michael Jack. Jack just touched the touchline. Well, he just kept coming on that angle, Turner, as he was busting tackles beautifully. And Michael Jack then just couldn't tippy-toe along the touchline. He wanted to offload earlier, Glenn Turner, but just couldn't because there was a defender blocking the pass. But great work to initially make the bust.
He's worth following, isn't he, Glenn Turner? Boy, he's been making some inroads into the defence today.
Lock us in there, Bill.
Now this scrum, about 15 in the Tigers' territory.
No, Graham, I'll give you the call, mate. Lock, second row's in. Ball in now, go. Stay on.
Graham White feeding. And Michael Hobbs, after making that error earlier, caught 12 short of the halfway. Darting run here by Michael Pearce. A couple of metres from halfway now. The Tigers without Scott Thorburn, but they have got Graham Cotter, tremendous workhorse, to get them into the North territory.
Say, Jerry, without Thorburn, the number 6, and the number 6 for North out as well, as Dutton does another dummying run down this right side. There's a mix-up though. Lockyer has copped a bump in the head. Beatty dashes out a dummy half, steals a few more metres. Boy, he's had a good game.
Jack had an eye on him that time. He wasn't letting him get away.
White up into a swirling breeze. Can be awkward, this. Beautiful work there. Nicely done by Michael Pearce. Well, we've seen there the effect of the breeze. White put the ball up, and really, it's anybody's guess where it's going to come down. Certainly where you initially think it's going to come down, it won't because of the strong breeze into your face. And through comes Michael Pearce to take it on the full and surge forward to score a try.
Well, there are not too many advantages in playing against the breeze, but one of them is it can hold the ball up. And that's exactly what he was aiming for there, Graham White, with that high kick, hoping that some of his players would be able to follow it through and be able to contest for the ball. But not only did Michael Pearce contest for it, he was able to take it comfortably and cruise across. For in the end, the easiest of tries, but that was a tremendous kick by Graham White and good thinking. So the Tigers, against the breeze, extend their lead.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
New 4X Dry. They're nice.
Plenty of talk behind the try line now from North. A couple of players calling, let's make an effort in defence. And that's what's not happening. Once Beattie took that little dash down the blind side, it rolls everyone back. No one's really set to play aggressively in defence. And White had all the time in the world to put it up in the air. And Lockyer now with a good chance to put over the extras. He does so. The Tigers, 18-10.
Great start of the second half for the Tigers. This wind is blustery. It's not consistently blowing from the same direction, and so the ball can go anywhere. And Pearce judges it beautifully, takes it on the full, bursts through the tackle, and a pretty easy try in the end. It looked very simple, but taking full advantage of that good kick from White. I suppose you would have to say that the challenge for the ball from North wasn't well timed at all. It was really just an open path to the line, catch and run for Pearce.
Yes, they needed to compete for it, didn't they? And they just didn't in the end. Graham Cotter is caught with the ball. And that's exactly what Michael Booth would have been looking for.
And in part, Jerry, you may have been right in the way the ball held up. It may have just drifted away from the North fullback and seemed to land so easily in Pearce's arms. Maybe it drifted towards him.
Tigers now with a chance to, again, get it out of their own territory. So important to value possession when you're against the wind. Make sure you don't give possession to the opposition. Hobbs did pretty well to get to the line, but a pretty poor pass in the end. Pretty lucky to get away with that, the Tigers. Here's the play it, up to White again. He's going to try his luck a second time. This time Cooper Cronk coming across, but he can't handle again. Up to Michael Jack, loose ball. Jack in broken play can be dangerous. The ball's on the deck. Play on, picked up by Pearce. It will be play on. Michael Pearce has got another one. Would you believe it? The ball landed in his lap again. He's got a magnet on him, this fellow. Ref will probably go to the video. No, he won't. He's not going to go to the video referee. Check with his touch judge to make sure everything was okay. Michael Jack it was who fumbled the ball. The initial attempted take by Cooper Cronk. Then Michael Jack. Let's see how he loses this. Well, he lost it cold. So it should be play on, kicked through, picked up by Pearce. The ball just keeps bouncing into his arms, and Pearce across for a double within 2 minutes.
Well, Graham White has found the answer. Just put it high against the breeze, and Michael Pearce was able to finish it off there. Actually, Matt Lockyer was a huge chance of regaining that ball from the kick. He went close to getting it, but it was just taken in front of him by North. And then, when the mistake came, Pearce, who's ready to take any opportunity, was able to take the ball and go across for the try. So Matt Lockyer from in front of the uprights. Every kick is difficult today, even in front of the post, just because of that breeze, which swirls and changes its power at different times, but he's got the extra 2 points. So it's a very handy break now for the Tigers, 24-10 over North.
Well, Matt Lockyer was chasing this kick through, and it'd be just interesting to see if he did get a handle on this, as he seemed to contest it here.
I think he might have.
As if it came off his shoulder, and whether or not North's got a hand in there as well. And then Well, for North's a comedy of errors. You couldn't say that was a planned attacking move from the Tigers, but it all worked very well off the back of the kick and well finished off too. As Lalu came forward trying to dive on the ball, and it was towed ahead. Pearce and then ran away for the try. 2 in quick succession for Michael Pearce.
And Graham White is proving to be a handy acquisition for the Tigers too, isn't he?
Very talented player, Graham White. Of course, he played a lot of Queensland residence football as well. He actually retired a couple of seasons ago, and
you'll be making a comeback soon, David.
I'll have to make it soon if I'm going to do it.
So they're just getting back to that Lockyer attempt to catch. I mean, I can only presume the ref said it came off his shoulder and it play on. It went forward off the shoulder.
Yeah, well, it certainly came forward off the Tigers, so he must have decided that there was no lower arm involved. Up this time to Lockyer. He knocks it down a blind side. Lalu's going to cover this pretty comfortably, but no defender can comfortably take their eye off him. Michael Jack holds the ball rather loosely out in that one arm. Good quick play the ball though. Lalu out of dummy half up there to Semi Kajalala. Going cross field, and it's not recommended for a big man. You may as well use your weight if you've got it. Aaron Bulow playing in the back row today. Played all his time in the centres for Ipswich Jets last year when they made the grand final. Tajalala again running out of dummy half, but again met by a bit of a brick wall. Do well to drive him back in the tackle. Up this time to Brent Lynch. Got some pressure on him. Good pressure too. Up this time to Lalu. They have to do a little chip over the top. Can he get over? Yes! Beautiful re-pick up. Can he do it again? This ball could bounce anywhere. Liddell back quickly. Nice work from Wade Liddell. Bumps away from Cooper Cronk, but he comes again to make the tackle.
Outstanding instincts and skills there from the fullback Lalu, confronted by a couple of defenders. Had to improvise, and look at this. How smart is this?
Beautiful kick off the outside of the right foot. He then regains and then says, well, I'll try it again. And it just doesn't bounce awkwardly this time, and Liddell back to pick it up. As he normally is, Wade Liddell, one of the safest custodians in the business. Now the Tigers has enjoyed plenty of possession in this second half. Straight to Michael Jack. He's knocked that backwards. Much to his delight, because it could have been big trouble had it not gone backwards. And guess what? He's going backwards now. Good, strong defence. Well, North would want to switch on here. He's only just managed to keep that ball in the field of play, so he did pretty well to do that. Almost looked like he was reaching out to score a try, but instead he was reaching out to keep it in the field of play. But North are not with it in this second half.
North's forwards are walking, but one of the problems is Solodjinkin, their captain and front row. He is injured in some way. He's just not there at the moment. He's struggling to stay with it.
And East are just really powering up, They're full of enthusiasm. They know they've got a real chance here, whereas at half-time, even though they had the lead, they had a real job in front of them. So they're out to a 24-10 lead. They're fighting themselves back in their own territory now after this kick from Breton. Whoa, that one's gone so high it'll bring some rain. But Beattie takes it well. And staying on his knees is covered up there by Cooper Cronk. Graham White in at dummy half. Here's Wade Liddell now.
Also got to go up a gear.
You'd swear that the forwards have taken a bait, David. They all look listless just at the moment.
There's a bit of a gap here on this blind side too. Beattie in that space again.
Yeah, great work again by Dutton, feeding Beattie, and Beattie in turn getting it back inside. Graham White with a kick through. Dutton following it through. Might be able to pick it up, or at least kick it again. Picked up by Graham White. No, it's not. It's picked up by Cito and Elton. Cito scored for the Tigers. No, he hasn't. He's just short. Maybe they can do it out wide. Is that a knock back? I think it was. And finally, on that far side, Martin Allen sees the ball, but can't get across the line.
Unbelievable. That could have been the match there. North can still come back from 24-10. But having had a number of opportunities, Cito it was, just brought down short. And then Semi Tajalala rushes up to put a bit of pressure on one. That was called knock back. But then they finally dragged it forward, even after Martin Allen got a hold of it. And he must have got a final call from his touch judge. Initially called knock back. So North have hung on by their fingernails there, and they had to, otherwise this game was gone.
Well, another try to the Tigers, and they're in real trouble, North.
And straight out again. Defeat to North. I thought for a moment East had fed it, but North finally got that one out the back. Luisi.
Well, I actually thought that they'd won it against the head.
They almost did, I think, Jerry.
It came out on their side, but obviously the referee wasn't happy with the way it did come out.
Glenn Turner's another North forward. He made a great chase to make a tackle on Beattie on the wing, and here he is now. It took him a while to recover from that.
Now the Devils see with the wind at their back whether they can put together a couple of good sets of six. Wade Benton pops the pass up nicely to Bulow, up almost to the halfway line. The Devils not out of this. There's plenty of wind at their back if they can put a few plays together. Brentnell pops it out of back to Brentnell again. He keeps it alive. Out there to Luisi. Luisi spins. Good chance that they want to move it on the left-hand side. Up to Brentnell. They've used the kick consistently. Hoists it into the air. This will be an awkward one for Beattie. Pressure on him as well. Oh, beautifully taken. Steve Beattie splits away. Turner's the only one who can get to him. Oh, that's a silly pass from Beattie. Got away with it over Lockyer. And Lockyer almost up to the halfway. Good counter-attack by the Tigers. Boy, what a game the Wingers had, Warren.
Yeah, Steve Beattie's had a great game. Every time he's touched the ball, he's made ground. He's scored tries, and that was a good take off a very dangerous bomb.
Under enormous pressure too. So tremendous work by Steve Beattie to take that ball. And the Tigers find themselves in North territory again. Liafa. That's a good run. Hard, straight, right up the middle.
We're seeing this take again. Beautifully taken there from Beattie, under a lot of pressure as well from Cooper Cronk. Have a look, he set his eyes, put the step on as well. Step Turner, but ran back into a bit of trouble. I don't think the pass was too well advised. And the Tigers have gone very close, but North just with possession close to their try line. Semi Tajalala breaks one. Defence by Dutton to cut him down. And Sipple with assistance. Well, North still standing around.
I just wonder if this is the effect of the loss. Oh,
standing around straight through. He's got some pace as well, but no support. Looks back on the inside, decides to hang on to it himself. Beautiful little grubber kick in there. Manning can't get a hold of it. And back just in time, the East Tigers in Martin Allen. Well, they've gone from one end of the field to the other, and Allen no hurry to play it because no one's at home for the Tigers.
He's had a good game, hasn't he, Lalu? Look at him go. Lovely dummy on the outside. He's very quick, can step off that right foot. And he's had a good game.
Certainly got a future, this young kid. They've earmarked him for a possible game for the for the Melbourne Storm before too long.
And that was a good kick through at the end, that short kick that was there to be turned into a try.
Was it the last tackle? I'm not so sure whether it was the last tackle. He certainly had the defence in absolute shreds.
No, not the last tackle, but I still think it was a worthwhile kick. It was on.
I think they would have scored from the next play. Jack back this time to pick up. Bit of room to move too for the two wingers. Michael Jack's going to try his own luck. Dutton again. He's had another good game. Grant Dutton on this right centre position. Semi Tajalala. Well, it's all individual effort at the moment.
Yeah, I just wonder whether it's the effect of John Paul Cherry not being on the field. He is a steady influence, one of the most experienced players in the side, and he's not out there. Wade Benton's going to have to step up. He's the experienced player there now.
They're certainly lacking a bit of organisation, but they don't lack individual talent. And if they can... Oh, Benton does well to pop it out the back. Keeps it alive. I think that's up to Manning. Fellow in Manning to play it. Oh, poor pass. Lalu can't handle it. And a penalty. Well, we saw the first half. Almost identical position. Quickly up to take the Tatko split. He's going to go himself. He has lost it. Would you believe it? Well, we're seeing a replay of what happened in the first half. We saw exactly the same penalty after a dropped ball. And then with a apparent ease of a try coming up, a fumble with no excuses.
Somehow he's managed to get the ball onto his back, to carry it on his back. I've stuffed it up the jumper, maybe, but not on your back.
And it was another individual thing, wasn't it? Trying to do it individually rather than waiting for the...
But Jerry, he seized the opportunity, took the tap. He was away. I mean, he was going to score if he held on or go very close to it. And didn't the Devils need that?
They did need it, but they are showing that they can breach this defence.
They're the interchanges. North's 8 from 12, East 8 from 12. So they're both working on the same sort of premise as far as the use of their bench is concerned. And both, of course, have lost those key players. With Scott Thorburn out for East and JP Cherry for North. The Tigers 10 short of the halfway as the ball's played there by Michael Hobbs. To see that effort by John Flint again, or rather
Liafa
charging run Liafa.
Beautiful round the corner pass there. Just taken there by Hobbs. He was under pressure too. Did well to hold it.
And now Graham White Those little kicks that have been so dangerous. Beatty now. Beatty back inside to Dutton. Dutton in the corner. The Tigers are in again. And that might nearly be enough to clinch the game. Out to a 28-10 lead.
3 tries in the second half, all from kicks. So obviously Michael Booth has said we're going to put a few little tricky kicks in with this breeze. Wasn't a very deep kick, and Cooper Cronk did his best. He realised from the kick from White that Cooper Cronk had to stop it going over his head, but it was just on his fingertips. Nice work again from Beatty up there to Grant Dutton, and Beatty threw a bit of a dummy pass initially. He wanted to really suck the defence to him. Initially he was going to offload, threw a dummy, held again, and then had the awareness to realise the defender was still with him, and he popped it back inside to Dutton. These two have combined beautifully this afternoon. Graham White, the chip over the top. Cooper Cronk tried his best to get it onto his fingertips. Have a look at this. Hold, bang. Now's the time after he made sure Michael Jack was held to him. And then Dutton backs up well. Well, it's going to be a photo finish between these two for man of the match, I think. Grant Dutton, civil engineer Grant Dutton, played previous clubs of South Logan and Wynnum.
At Supercheap Auto, we've got gift ideas dads dream about. Like this 28-piece air compressor combo deal, 50% off. Or these tradie men's underwear for just $13.99 each.
Ice break. Bring it on!
Nice work from Grant Dutton and also Steve Beatty. Those two have had a field day down the right-hand side for the Tigers.
And for those people wondering about what we're talking about, David Wright is an engineer. Civil one too?
A civil one.
Not always civil, Jerry.
Most definitely.
Depends on the time of night. Matt Lockyer lighting up this conversion from the sideline. This is a difficult one, right into the teeth of the wind. He struck it pretty well, but it's not going to make it to the goalpost, unfortunately, away to the right. And so the score remains 28-10 in favour of the Tigers.
Why wouldn't you keep kicking? Graham White's kicked 3 times and he's got 3 tries on the end of them now. So it's really working for him. That last one, there's Gary Grinke watching on. He must be concerned about the fate of this game now. But Graham White, I don't know that he quite put that last kick where he intended, so close to Cronk's hands, but it worked for them. Beatty coming forward so well.
I think he actually meant it for Beatty.
But a little bit deeper, I'd suggest.
Exactly, yeah. So he was probably looking for Beatty and probably would have been annoyed with himself that he didn't kick it where he wanted to kick it, but in the end it was ricocheted across the Beatty.
Interesting to see now whether full pass here from the Tigers, and that'll give North a chance to perhaps get an interest back in this match, if nothing else. Plenty of time left, 16 minutes.
Tigers would be very happy to be kicking on here without Scott Thorburn as part of the play.
Yes, they've certainly steeled themselves. Let's see if North now can steel themselves also. They have not played with any intensity in the second half. No, he does it. Easy, pops it up nicely there to Rogers. Rogers does well to get away from a couple. The Queensland schoolboy. He was a Queensland schoolboy. Tajalala. Grabbed him by the jersey but can't hold him. We need to focus here. Wade Fenton stands in the tackle. No one there though, wanting the short pass. Fenton to play it. Bulow, the dummy runner, up there to Brent. He's got a couple in motion, up to Glenn Turner. Back on the inside to Flint. Good defence though by Graham White. Underneath and Liddell over the top. Up there to Brentnell. Fades across the ruck. Up there to Lalu. He looks for support, finds it. Brentnell nicely out there to Luisi. Luisi could go himself. Yes, he does. Too many numbers out there, and the defence was always at 6s and 7s. Justin Lumens, I think. And when he had a 2-on-1, Luisi just made sure the winger wasn't going to come to him and went for the try line.
Well, North paying for giving away that penalty. They're just moving the ball. Nalu going back infield, but able to offload after having attracted a lot of defence. Luisi could see a gap, went for it, and stepped inside Elton Cito quite comfortably.
Luisi, also a talented player, New Zealand under-18, I think last year, making his debut today, so he's got a try and debut. Nice work here again from Lalu. Look at the the ability of the footwork to allow you to stand in tackles and not have defenders put a big hit on you. And then Brentnell moves it straight away. And Luisi just went to the line. Had a look what the defence was doing. Cedo had really no chance. He was caught between a rock and a hard place. Not a good kick, though, this one from Brentnell. They could use every point they can get. 4 points only gets them back to half the score of the East Tigers.
A long way still to go for the North, but good football. Quentin Laola, Tongagai, I've had a crack at it, but he's played well. He's responsible there for offloading the first pass and well finished. By the way, all those fans of Brothers Valleys, get along tonight to Perry Park. All starts at 4 o'clock with the Colts Flash, with the Brothers Valley side up against the New Boys Runaway Bay. Then at 6 o'clock, a Golden Oldies touch match. The Brothers 1987 Premiership squad with coach Ross Strudwick giving the orders, and Valley's 1988 to 90 Premiership squad are going to play touch footy. All the big names of those sides, Brothers, like they've got Peter Gill, Clinton Moore, all those fellas, in fact, that we saw in that archive package 2 weeks ago. Greg Smith, Robert Grogan, all the great Brothers players from that era, along with the Valley's players like Shane Buckley and Jeff Dukes, Kelly Egan, Peter Coyne will be playing. And the referee is Tom Radonicus, so anything goes. You're kidding.
Pretty hard for Tommy to send anyone off. What a night that'll be, though. And, of course, Brothers in the Mixed World Cup then play against, I think, Runaway Bay in the main game. So it'll be, that's at 7 o'clock. So if you're not doing anything, get out to Perry Park tonight for an entertaining evening.
Here go North again, the Devils, spreading it out to Cooper Cronk. Trying to work his way through. Lockyer over the top, Graham White underneath him. Glenn Turner, the dummy half. Turner has made some inroads. He's only got a few metres to go to come up with a try. Stopped just short of it. In there a dummy half is Finn. Now the pass away here to John Manning. He's desperately close, Manning. Laulu getting in there. Brentnell, and the pass away to Flint has scored.
Yeah, Flint it is, Jerry.
John Flint has gone over and scored the try. So the Tigers had better look out. And then, not surprisingly, a smile on John Flint's face, because he's the one who took that tap and might have scored a try a few minutes ago. Now he's got one.
Brentnell there popping the pass up, and it was Flint running the good line into the gap. Pretty happy as he slams it down. A couple of players went close themselves. Manning almost went in under the sticks, and earlier Turner. So the back row really surging at the try line, and finally Flint was the one who got across. Pass up there to Brentnell, just goes to the line. Fires it up there to Manning. That's how close he went. Good tackle to cut him down. And then Lalu lobbing pass out to Brentnell. They were right on the try line. And Flint running just running straight, really. They'll need the extras. They've got them. That's more like it. 28 points to 20.
Suddenly everybody's looking at the clock with around 12 minutes to go, I think. So 28-20.
New 4X Dry. They're nice.
East margin cut way back here as the North go on the attack, going close, and they've just set it up to the right-hand side. Lalu into dummy half. Brentnell does well. He just holds it up, selects the right runner with the pass onto, really it was up near the face of Flint, but Flint running a great angle into the hole, and while it was a little high, it was not passed with too much strength, so he was able to pluck it out of the air.
Well, we've got a good last 10 minutes now, just 8 points the difference. It still is anybody's game. North deciding to use the ball to run it out of their own territory, but they didn't really have anybody running forward. Now they do. Up almost to the 30-metre line. Starting run from dummy half by Brett Finn. And this tackle's there. Look at East, 34. North only 15.
Tigers would have missed a few in this second half too. They just managed to hang on to that. The Devils, it's the fourth tackle though.
So Brett Finn playing it. Here he goes again. Jason Turner. That's the halfway. Brentnell now. That kick across field. Found the gap on that far side. Elton Cedo will watch it go across the touch-in goal line.
You really can't afford to put a foot wrong when you're in the last 10 minutes of a game and you're trailing by 8 points. The kick, well, with the breeze behind you, it's almost always going to bounce forward. And Brentnell just giving it a bit too much and allowing the Tigers now some valuable possession. Now to work their way out, the half up. North haven't defended strongly in this match. I'll say that as a global statement. Let's see if they can find a bit extra in this set of 6. Let's see if they can salvage this match. Stronger defence. Scott Sipple. Tigers realise they want a good set of 6 as well. Up to Graham White. Out here to Dutton. Dutton fades across again. But again, nothing fancy now. 5th and last. Graham White. Kicks work every time before. Spiralling high kick at the Arthur Lalu, I should say, back there comfortably to take it. And the Devils now to try and work their way out of their own territory. Michael Jack weaves his way up the middle. Can't get away though from the last line of defence. They do keep it alive. Lalu again makes a bust. Comes down the other side. And the ball held out in one hand. Tries to step the fullback. Wade Liddell. Another great tackle at the back. Good custodian he is. Out of dummy half goes Finn. Down a blind side. Keeps it alive. Up there to Aaron Bulow. That's the 3rd tackle. They've got plenty of tackles to continue with. Brentnell, they're up very flat. Oh, the defence, Lockyer, read it well, just straight up and shut him down. Up there to Glenn Turner. He's made a few busts today. Fires the pass out there. Nicely to Cooper Cronk. Pops it back on the inside to nobody. Michael Jack back to recover. That's the 5th and last. And see if they keep it in the field of play. They don't want to put it dead. Off the side of the boots, come backwards almost. Could go anywhere. Pass almost, or the ball bouncing almost up to Pearce, but he couldn't hold it. Picked up there by, I think, Marty Allen. Well, that could have gone anywhere. North didn't seem to show the urgency that it deserved.
Nor did East. Everyone was looking at it, wondering where it was going to bounce and hanging off. And that could have been real trouble either way. In fact, almost knocked on at the end by the Tigers, but they've come up with it.
Indeed, there was a collision between a North and an East player, both of them keeping more an eye on themselves than the ball. Beatty from dummy half. He's got those legs pumping again. He's an exciting player, that's for sure. On the short side, the other man that's had such an impact there is Dutton. And a dart from dummy half by Humphreys. Good work by Humphreys. Taking it 10 metres into North territory. That's where East want to play the rest of the game.
That's a great run, mate, on the 5th tackle.
Here's Lockyer now. His kick's right, landed at his feet.
No, he's in front of him.
Lockyer claiming that he kicked it into one of the North players.
He's in front of the kicker.
And he never played it. Let's have a look. Certainly went into one of the North players. He didn't play it, so that's a bit of a tough call, but the Devils will take it.
I think the problem was that Liafa was in front of the kicker. It's a rule that really almost needs to be looked at. It came up recently. If you're in front of the kicker within the 10 metres.
You're offside. Now the Devils will take it forward. Big fellow in Kafusi. Great chance for North to really put this game to the wire. Up there to Aaron Bulow. He's played strongly. The defence comes at him just as strongly. Big men in Wrigley and Cotter. In a dummy half there, Husky. Brentnell throws a good pass up to Flint again. Flint breaks a couple of tackles. The big fellow punching toward the try line just short. He just scored a try a couple of moments ago. Lalu, can he do it himself? Tries to step through. There's plenty of traffic there. Got him on this left-hand side. There's extras here. Wade Fenton down the middle. No, it wasn't Wade Fenton. It was Solodjinkin. He's going to go to the video referee. The big fella, Nathan Solodjinkin. Has he been held up or did he get it down? He's pretty contented and pretty satisfied. And he's also looking for whether it's a double movement. Well, this could...
whether he reached the line the first time.
Let's have a look. Solodjinkin reaching out. Looks like he'll score it from there. No, he's short. Oh, double movement. Double movement.
Definitely a double movement.
Yeah. And there's the chance for the Devils to make this a grandstand finish. Now, if he had a continued sliding, now the slow motion is probably a bit deceptive, really. If he had a continued sliding, it would be a fair try, but the fact that he actually appeared to move the ball a second time, double movement.
Double movement is ruled.
Jenkins can't believe it, but it's certainly, as you say, Dave, slow motion does exaggerate it, but it did look as if he deliberately lifted his arm a second time.
But you're right, that's what it looked like, but did the slow motion give that impression? Did he actually bounce off his elbow?
Probably video ref should be shown at normal speed, I must say.
Graham Cotter. The Tigers off the hook for the moment. Still 5.5 minutes to go though in the game. So still North are in there with a chance. Jason Wrigley playing the ball. And off forward, knock on. Now North have a chance.
They have a chance to. 5 minutes is plenty of time to score twice, providing you can get one in pretty quickly. And we're going to have a timeout.
Wait for the second row for lock. Time off still.
Has stopped momentarily.
Wait, no, Brett, Mark, I've got to play time on, mate.
No better time
Step
to
away.
attack from the base of the scrum.
Go now, stay in lock.
Brentford puts it in. Fires it straight up there through the hands of Kafusi. Keep it alive. The dummy half, Luisi. Luisi does pretty well to step his way through. Making valuable metres. Plenty of gaps in the middle of the ruck there too if they want to plunge up there. And a dummy half, Kusky. Keeps it alive up there to Bulow. Bulow keeps it alive as well. Kusky again fires the pass out to Brentnell. Brentnell looks on the outside there to Kafusi. Kafusi breaks the tackle. Looks for support. He gets the ball to the outside. He wants to score and he does. He does. Antonio Kafusi has scored it, and the Devils are going to take it down to the wire. They were denied a try only a couple of moments ago, but they kept it alive well there. Must have gone through about 8 hands, I think. Finally out to Kafusi to score it.
Well, here we see them using the ball there, Brentnell. They will link up with Kafusi, and Kafusi here decided to just take them on. Pushing, shoving, changing direction, and putting it over for the try. Might have been a bit of risk involved in going by himself, but he backed himself essentially and came up with the victory. Well done, Antonio Kafusi, a vital try. It's given North a chance. With the clock down to about 3 or 4 minutes to go, the conversion unsuccessful.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
They've missed a few conversions today, both teams for that matter, and which could have made a difference here. 4 points the difference. Well, they never say die, the Devils today. Tabjalala takes off, manages to stand and get it out the back. Bulow did well here. He keeps it alive as well. Kusky was there, look for support. Brentnell's up there, and here it is. Kafusi breaks away from the Dutton tackle, sets sail for the line, away from Lockyer, takes on Liddell, breaks away from him as well. And with around 3 minutes to go, the game is right on. We said it was going to be close, but when it got out to 28-10 to the Tigers, I didn't think it was going to be.
And we don't have a golden point in the Queensland Cup, so if you can snatch a draw, it's a point apiece. 4 points in it though, it's still up for grabs. Plenty of time to do it with 3 minutes up to full time, and a penalty as well. That'll really set the stage for a huge finish.
Well, one thing that counted against North was the fact they led 10-4 after 15 minutes, but then they didn't score again for another 40 minutes. And now, of course, they've had to come from behind and try and get there before the clock gets there. So still the battle is on. A converted try would certainly give them victory, and maybe that's on. Across the halfway. Brett Finn's the dummy half. Brentnell. Kafusi was a dummy runner, and Laulu upended. Liafa was the man who executed the tackle with Graham Cotter's help. Brentnell looking for the inside pass, but how about that tackle? That's Liafa again. So he's pulled off 2 successive tackles. Laulu now the little kick through. Thank you very much, says Graham Cotter.
Speculative kick in traffic. It's always going to be difficult to get it through when defence is so close to you.
And that is great work from Cotter, David. Give the front row a rap. That's a great catch, and what an important catch.
Yeah, he did it well. Now Beattie dashes out a dummy half. The Tigers realise that they can just about shut this down. Runs out a dummy half. Probably looked for touch then, forces scrum. and then hope there's only seconds left.
That's exactly what they're doing, just running to that right-hand corner.
Now the Tigers, there it is, just knocking it into touch, and therefore the scrum will take about another 20 or 30 seconds to pack.
And then they'll have less than a minute to go 90 metres.
And it could be kick and chase too, so the Tigers would want to be careful. Normally everybody stands up flat from the scrum these days. The refs call timeout, which is the right thing to do. But they've got a full minute to go the whole distance. Kick and chase could be on. They've got a couple of flyers. Or poor work at the base of the scrum. Cooper Cronk finally gets a hold of it. And no kick and chase from that.
And there's still no fullback for the Tigers. Liddell is up in the line.
What is he doing?
Beattie's dropping back on the one wing.
Oh, somebody comes out the other side. It's shut the gate. Liddell's up marking. Got a dummy half goes.
He's executing that tackle.
Well, he'd want to be there when he's got to make him out the back. They've lost the ball. Well, maybe you can give him credit for keeping a bit of pressure on around the ruck. But I tell you what, there's absolutely no one at home there for the Tigers. And they managed to get possession, so it won't matter now. They've only got seconds to go to wrap it up.
And they might even score themselves before full time. Caught with the ball there, Hobbs. Just a couple of metres short of the line. Dart for the line. Oh, almost through. Humphries, I think, has almost got through. But the full-time hit is gone. And the referee says, that'll do. Humphries didn't quite get across the line. And so full-time, East have defeated North by 28 points to 24. An exciting finish to the match. North scoring those tries to get themselves back into contention. Two or three tries early in the second half after some good kicks from Graham White. Established a big break to be able to hold on to that lead. So it was really interesting that the side playing against the breeze was able to dominate. We can go down to the man of the match, and that's Steve Beattie. He's with Warren Boland.
Steve, a nail-biter in the end, but it was exciting.
Yeah, it was a great game, and testimony to the North to let them come back into it, and yeah, it was close in the end.
You seem to have struck up a great combination with Grant Dutton. The two of you are working beautifully together.
Yeah, Dutto's sort of switching between 5'8" and centre, but I mean, he's a great attacking player and really good balls from Dutton. Put me away a couple of times there today.
When you get the ball, we had a few good shots of your face. You've plenty of determination. You're going hell for leather.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's what's required.
With the Tigers, since we saw you against the Young Guns, you really seem to have come along.
Yeah, it's a grete side and plenty of good players, and to hold your position, you really have to play well, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, Steve, well done. Man of the match today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, fine. From Steve Beattie. And Michael, the coach, you've got to be pretty happy with the way this team is improving.
Yeah, that was a good gutsy display today. We didn't have anyone left on the bench at the end there, so we run out of players. We only had one sub for the second half, so it was a good gutsy effort.
Though leading 28-10, you must have been getting very nervous at the comeback by the Devils.
Yeah, as I say, we were a little bit short with bench play, so Blake's got a little bit leg weary, but yeah, I mean, they hung on well at the end, so all credit to them.
Who was your man of the match, and who do you think gave you the most today?
Well, I think you picked the right bloke, Beattie. I mean, he scored some good tries. He put himself in the right position to score, so I mean, fully deserves it.
And of the forwards?
Well, they all put their hands up and worked hard, and you know, I mean, games like this, when it's a bit wet and like that, the forwards win it for you, and they stuck pretty well today.
We always expect plenty of East because you've always got a good side and haven't quite gone all the way the last couple of years. This year, I mean, just how far can you go, do you think?
Well, you know, I mean, a lot of it is luck with your injuries and stuff like that, but we've got the squad here that can win it for sure, you know what I mean? All you need a bit of luck and, I mean, to be consistent week in, week out, and hopefully that's a good start for us. We can build on it.
All right, well done today, thanks.
Thanks very much.
Today's Q Plus broadcast is proudly presented by Super Cheap Auto, everything auto and much, much more. And Intrust Super, at your service.